You're listening to the BigIron Buzz.
Welcome to our latest episode of the BigIron Buzz, where each week we'll bring to you the latest news and trends in the ag, real estate, and used equipment markets. This podcast is brought to you by BigIron Auctions and BigIron Realty, rural America's premier online unreserved auction site, bringing you real connections, respected values, and real deals. Hi everyone, I'm Ryan Smith, and I'm the host of the BigIron Buzz. My guests today are Mark Stock and Andy Gubbels from here at BigIron. Mark, welcome back. I'd like to start off by asking you for a state of the industry. Let's start off by talking about land sales. What are the drivers in the market right now, and what impact are these having on the price of farmland?
Well, $5 old crop corn is definitely driving land sales as well as cheap long-term interest rates. And we're also seeing a lot of the buzz about carbon credits coming into the mix, and people are asking about how is that going to add value to the farmland that I am considering purchasing. And then, of course, we're hearing about the South American crops, how they're being delayed from their harvest, and that's keeping the stability and the future value of our crops, our new crops, high. So old crop prices are high if somebody still has some to sell. New crop prices are really good. I know the inputs have increased dramatically, but a lot of that stuff in certain parts of the country was already applied in the fall, so some of them producers are already prepared for that. But land is also in big demand because there are so very few farms for sale right now. So it's a seller's market, which means you have more buyers looking than you have sellers selling. But that's what's kind of going on in the land market. We've seen some properties that have probably increased in value a good 10 to 14% in certain parts of the country based on land sales of very similar properties that were sold within the previous 18 months. So that is directly related to commodities, directly related to cheap interest rates.
Now, Mark, BigIron Realty has some online land auctions coming up. What do we have?
Well, let's see, March the 23rd, there's 146 acres of land in Lancaster County that will be sold. This property is located by Panama or just south of Hickman, Nebraska. I believe it'll be sold in two different tracts. So John Buell and Ann Gray are the listing agents. And that auction is fast approaching, folks. There's already bids on it. And if you go to the BigIron website right now, you'll see where the activity is. It's already doing rather well early on in that particular auction. Then Mike Campbell's got some land selling in Pratt County, Kansas. This particular property, 197 acres, will be sold on March the 30th. And then Mike Campbell's also got 550 acres of cropland in Reno County, Kansas, that will be selling in 5 tracts. That particular property, folks, Mike has got all kinds of information on the website. And then there's 316 acres that Molly Oliver is the real estate agent representing some land selling in Logan County, Kansas. There's 316 acres that will be sold in a variety of tracts. And then on April the 20th, we've got 150 acres of dry cropland selling in Lancaster County, Nebraska. This is just a mile and a half north of the outskirts of town. So as a lot of these big cities keep getting bigger and bigger and they turn farmland into commercial and residential properties, this is definitely in the path, even though it's zoned ag now for the next, it says till 2040 before they have the planning meeting. But I hate to say this, from 2020 to 2040 is not a very long time. So we've got those opportunities. We also have some Holt County, Nebraska grassland, rangeland, and hay meadow that's going to be coming up selling here the last week of April and into May. So keep watching for all those land auctions on our website.
Now, Mark, let's switch gears over to the equipment industry. I've really seen some great prices on machinery as of, lately. What's the cause of this?
Well, the cause is if anybody wants something new right now, manufacturers are 6 months behind. You cannot get a new tractor delivered to an implement dealership until after August 1st. So if you didn't have an order in, or even if you have an order in, you're not going to take possession of it. A grain trailer out of a manufacturer right now, if you ordered it today, you wouldn't get it till November. So that's even going to be after harvest in a lot of the places across the country. So what we're seeing is the well cared for equipment is now topping the market. And we've always had the saying, as long as I've been in the auction business, if you take care of your equipment, it's going to take care of you when you sell it. If you beat your equipment when you use it, it's going to beat you back when you sell it. And you're going to see a premium right now for all the equipment that's been well cared for. In fact, we're seeing tractors, mechanical front tractors, selling as close to retail and in some cases more than what a dealer would be asking for it on their lot. And that happens very, very few times in the auction space. So if you want to sell some machinery, now is the time to be selling equipment.
Now, Bart, before we went on air, we were talking about retirement sales in 2021. With the rebound in the ag market, I assumed farmers who might have been thinking of retiring may have reconsidered in 2021, thinking they'd hold off another year or two to take advantage of spiking grain prices. You said you disagree with this rationale. Tell our listeners why.
One thing is people are looking to rent farm ground and they're going to pay you a very good rent. Number two, when everybody's got money in their pocket and they've got opportunities to sell new crop for profitable levels, that means that they will be investing that money in upgrading their machinery. And it's a lot better to be having a retirement sale when everybody's got money in their pocket versus when just a few have money in their pocket. So anybody that's been thinking about retiring, I always kind of use the college football or college basketball analogies here. You want to retire when you're on top. You know, you want to take advantage of the retirement game when everybody else is winning and when you have won. So prices are seeing record highs on auction platforms, and you just will take advantage of that if you're retiring and sell your equipment sooner than later.
Now I'd like to welcome in our next guest, Andy Gubbels. Andy, can you start off by telling us a little about yourself?
Sure. Thanks for having me on the show. I've been with BigIron for just over 2 years now, and I cover Dixon and Dakota County in the far northeast corner of Nebraska, and Clay and Union counties in the far southeast corner of South Dakota.
Andy, you were one of the company's top independent sales reps last year. What's the secret to your success?
Not really any secrets. I guess I really enjoy putting a lot of effort into getting out in front of as many people as possible, showing them what we can do over and above everyone else. And I guess once you have the customer, continue to work hard in any way possible to show them the appreciation they deserve. Everything from the simple questions at the beginning to cleaning and staging their equipment with them and following through to the end. Just kind of be at their side, make the process as stress-free as possible. Another thing that is really important to me is involving my family. My wife does all of our flyers for every seller we have every week, and she gets them out in every location possible, and also gets things up on our Facebook pages. Even my kids wear the BigIron gear and tag along and think they're helping, at the age of 3 and 4, I guess, what you consider that kind of help. I guess, if you enjoy what you do and make everybody you work with enjoy it along with you, everything just all seems to fall into place.
Andy, you've got some super sharp equipment on the March 17th auction. Let's start with the tractor you have for sale up in South Dakota.
Yeah, I've got Jerry Crotterville from Alcester, South Dakota. He's retired now, and he's selling a 2013 John Deere 6125R front wheel assist tractor with a H340 self-leveling loader. He only has 1,060 hours on it. This is one of the nicest one-owner tractors that I have ever listed. It's equipped with about every available option. It's got front suspension, integrated joystick control, high vision cab. That's just a few of them. Check out the listing on the site. It's a rare opportunity to buy one this nice.
Now, what else do you have up there in South Dakota?
Let's see. In South Dakota, I've got Kaiser Enterprises from Beersford, South Dakota. They're selling a 2012 John Deere 2510 dual placement soil management system. It's a 15 shank, 30-inch space and hydrous and dry fertilizer combo applicator. It's equipped with section control. It's got the Raven Invisio Pro monitor. It's got variable rate capabilities. It's got a Montag dry fertilizer cart with a scale. just a well-built machine with a lot of capabilities. Really have to check it out, all the photos of it. And I took a lot of videos of all their operation on it also in South Dakota. I've got Lamar Cust from Parkston, South Dakota. He's selling a 2001 John Deere 9750 STS rear wheel assist combine. For anybody who's looking for a larger machine, or maybe even adding a machine to their operation, this would be, I feel, a really good fit. The amount of updates and maintenance done to this machine it's just over and above what he's done to this. He's got all the paperwork and everything included for this. Just make sure to check this one out, and the additional resources on the website to view all of that.
And now we have Dennis Bruning in Newcastle, Nebraska, who has some really nice equipment for sale. What does he have?
Yeah, Dennis has been a great customer of mine with Big Iron Auctions. Whenever he updates equipment or changes something in his operation, he knows getting it out in front of as many people as possible is the way to do it, and he has had wonderful success. He has some harder to find items coming up this next week in auction. He's got a 1996 Caterpillar Challenger 45 track tractor. It's got the wider 24-inch tracks. It's got 4 auxiliary hydraulics, the 6.6 liter engine, and it's just a really well maintained, nice, clean machine. And he's got a 1999 1770 John Deere Max Emerge 16-row 30 planter. This one's ground driven. It's got the finger pickup, soybean and corn mechanical meters. Just about as clean and simple a planter as you're going to find. And last, he's got a Kinsey 2600. It's a 8-row 36 or a 15-row 18-inch split row planter. Kind of a harder variation. This is also really clean and simple. It's ground drive with the corn and soybean finger pickup mechanical meters.
And then our old friends from Pfeiffer's Machinery Sales in Norfolk, Nebraska, have some really nice equipment on next week's auction. What do they have?
Yeah, Scott Pfeiffer is a weekly seller with us in Big Iron Auctions. He always has some great items to be looking into. This week, I believe he's got 18 things on there, 18 lots selling. He's got a Bobcat 440B skid steer with a 44-inch bucket. It's got the 18 horsepower Kohler engine, hydrostatic drive, the hand and foot controls, and he's got a 1985 International 1754 single axle liquid tender truck. It's got the diesel engine and a 1,200-gallon stainless steel tank. He's got the onboard gas engine for the centrifugal pump. It's got plenty of room to install a fuel tank or even a service box. Just a pretty nicely laid out truck. He's got a 1965 Massey Ferguson 165 diesel tractor, plus weights and seed meters, planter parts and monitors and all sorts of stuff. Just make sure to check out Pfeiffer Machinery Selling Weekly. He's our feature seller every week.
Now I'm going to bring Mark Stock back in, and the auction next week is on St. Patrick's Day. What pots of gold do you find here?
Top of the morning to you. We'll be having our corned beef and cabbage, don't you know? But we'll definitely have all kinds of fun stuff on St. Patrick's Day with the green drinks and the whole 9 yards there. But hey, we've got the Bruce Coomer Estate sale on St. Patrick's Day, folks. They've got an Agco White 6100 Series 8-row 36 air planter. They've got an A&L grain cart that's selling. That's the GCP 450 model. They also have a Sunflower 6220 15 soil finisher that will sell for those folks right out of Columbus, Nebraska. Daigle and Houghton Inc. out of Scarborough, Maine. They've got 4 semi-truck tractors that will sell, folks, and they are shiny and dolled up. If you go to BigIron.com, you will see some fancy ones. A 2013 and a 2009 Western Star 4900 FA tandem axle day cab trucks. They got a Kenworth W900 tandem axle truck. That's a 2010. They got the 1999 Volvo Autocar triple axle dump truck that will be selling for those folks as well. You want to go down to Georgia to Adairsville for Yamar America. Brian Kanarick is the Big Iron National Account sales rep that's going to be representing 3 2015 all-wheel drive UTVs. There's a John Deere 855D Gator. It's only got 164 miles on that machine. They also have a Polaris XP 900 Ranger and a Kawasaki Mule that will sell in Shippenville, Pennsylvania. Rana's Rough Bark Trucking. They've got 3 log trucks with Serco loaders. They've got a 2017 Kenworth W900 tri-axle truck. It is something special to look at. Plus, they got a 2016 Kenworth W900, and they've got a 2015 Mack truck that is selling as well. Jay Heim is from Logan, Iowa, and they've got a Case IH Magnum 260 mechanical front tractor. It's a 2011 model. They also have a 1995 Case IH 7240 mechanical front tractor. Those are the old dependable folks. They'll run and run forever and ever. R&M Farms out of Lewiston, Missouri. They're selling Miller Nitro N2 self-propelled sprayer. We have a lot of items now that will be sold over the course of the next few weeks here from Sun State Equipment. They've always got late model, well-serviced construction equipment rental items that were right on their front row ready to be rented out. But they did take possession of some newer items. So now they've got the equipment that you see on Big Iron selling to the highest bidder. They've got 37 items selling out of their Arizona, California, Tennessee, and Texas locations. Now our national account sales rep there is Felix Rodriguez, and they'll be selling 19 vertical mast lifts. These are all Genie GR20s and GR12s. They range in age from 2011 to 2013 models. They've got a 2014 John Deere 210K 4x4 landscaping tractor with a loader. They also have 5 2012 and 13 Genie scissor lifts. They got some boom lifts. They got some light towers. Always good equipment selling for Sun State Equipment. We've also got the Douglas Shaffer sale from Kirk, Colorado. They've got 54 items, including a John Deere 4955 tractor. I saw this online the other day, folks, and it is the real deal. Check it out. There's a John Deere 1210A grain cart. They've got a John Deere 7200 Series 8-row planter as well. Triple Ace Inc. out of Hazelton, Idaho. They've got some potato equipment, folks, including 4 Logan 6-row potato planters. They got some Spudniks 1130 material handlers, too. A couple of those will be selling. All of that stuff coming up here on St. Penny's Day.
Okay, now before we leave, I see Big Iron is hosting a charity auction for National Sorghum producers on March 17th. What are the hot items here?
You know, we do that in conjunction with Commodity Classic, and because Commodity Classic was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we're still going to do their benefit auction for the great folks at the sorghum producers. And they always have some great sponsors and vendors that help this fundraising cause. And we've got a 2021 Steiger 420 wheeled tractor that will be auctioned off for a 100-hour lease. So if you need a tractor for 100 hours, check it out. Also check out the Texas Helicopter Hog Hunt. Now this will take place in coastal Texas, and the package is for 2 shooters. There's also a 2-day Kansas turkey hunt. This is good for the 2021 spring season, and it'll take place about 30 miles west of Wichita, Kansas. Those are just a couple of the many items selling on that benefit auction, the charity auction, folks, for the national sorghum producers here on March the 17th.
That's our show for today. I'd like to thank our guests Andy Gubbels and Mark Stock, and remind everyone that the equipment mentioned on today's show can be found on the March 17th auction on BigIron.com. For the Big Iron Buzz, I'm Ryan Smith. We'll catch you here next week.